So you're probably wondering how this house is relevant to my story. This is the house I lived in at the time when I came out. It's for that reason that it was just very special to me. Inside this house contains some of my most fond memories of my life. It's when my mom, she accepted me. I didn't have the courage to come out to her in person. I told her over the phone. She wasn't even surprised. Just told me that she didn't care about my sexual orientation as long as I'm happy. And my mom, she wasn't the first person I've told, she was the second. The first person I ever mentioned it to was my high school crush. He was a good friend of mine, and I had really strong feelings for him. So I was honest with him. He said that I needed to come out to my parents first and let them know. That's the whole reason why. But when I told him that I did actually tell them, he kind of just was like, cool. He was basically in the closet too, so that never happened between us. But if it wasn't for me wanting to be with him, then I probably wouldn't have came out. Mainly because the fear of my dad's rejection. My mom told him because we kept having to hide. She just told him the truth, and it was really awkward. He didn't talk to me for at least up to a year. The house is also where me and my dad had our talk in the truck in the driveway. He was like, son, I don't accept your lifestyle, but no matter what, I'll always love you. As long as I had his love, it didn't really bother me. He did actually come around, ended up shaking my other boyfriend's hand that I've had for 4 years. That was a huge step for him, and he actually invited him over for Thanksgiving. Even though my father was unable to understand, he was still willing to open up his heart, and it definitely made our bond stronger. Not everybody's coming out story is a good one. It's not always positive. Not everyone gets that same reaction of approval, but in my case, for the most part, it was a very good experience, and it was a very happy life in that house. I've had my first 2 boyfriends there. My best friend of 9 years since 2012 was when my mom's health was better. The last 5 years we've had that were happy. That's why I held on to my love for that house so much. They're just big enough for the 2 of us. Everyone's story is different, and just depends on the outlook of your family, if they're willing to accept you or not. But looking at the house now, it's just dilapidated, and it's changed so much. That's pretty much an image of my life. It's unrecognizable. I've lost my parents. I've also lost a big part of who I am since. Just seeing the house not being taken care of, you see how it just falls apart. Same with yourself and your self-image. If you don't take care of yourself, eventually you break and fall apart as well. Like a house, it can be remodeled. It takes time, but you can also find yourself again too. It's been 10 years since I came out, and 10 years since I lived in this house. Revisiting it reminded me a lot of who I used to be and how happy I was. I found this house again on Zillow for rent, and unfortunately it was already sold, but looking at it now, I see it's not really worth the trouble to try to fix it. The condition it's in is beyond repair, but the rest of my life isn't defined by what house I live in. I still have the memories and the loving family that accepted me. Just because you had a new start in life, it doesn't mean you can't start over again. And it's never too late. Sometimes you might surprise yourself. Being honest with who you are is a life-changing experience. A decision that'll mold you into who you'll become the rest of your life. And I'd say that's definitely something to be proud of. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe.